Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Okay. I think, as you know, that the open segment of the Security Council has concluded, and members of the Security Council went to the consultation chamber to, I suppose, ask questions of Mr. Tor Wensland. One can make the observation that Tor Wensland and almost all speakers agreed on conveying a very bleak picture of the situation in the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem. And reports of the UN, the OCHA reports, concluded, which many speakers referred to that the year 2022 is the bloodiest year against Palestinians in the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem. So if that is the assessment before the Security Council, then who is stopping the Security Council from implementing resolutions, including 904, to provide protection for the civilian population, for the Palestinian civilian population? Just to analyze and describe the situation without acting is not elevating the situation of the Security Council to what is needed. And if many to say that they want a political horizon, which we agree with them, and that we should open doors for meaningful peaceful processes that would lead to the end of occupation and the actualization of the two-state solution, then there are many options. One, which was proposed by President Abbas several times before the Security Council and the General Assembly, to convene an international conference to begin the process that would lead to the implementation of the consensus in the Security Council for having two-state solutions on the basis of the 1967 borders and on the basis of international law and relevant UN resolutions, so that we can have peace based on justice and the will of the international community. But the Security Council, which is the mighty force, the most powerful force in the UN for the maintenance of international peace and security, is to describe without acting is pathetic. And it is not elevating itself to what needs to be done. We, the victims, the Palestinians, every time we try to urge them to act on the basis of their resolutions and international law, and they don't act. And when we put before them initiative such as the calling for an international conference to have a political horizon, or to recognize and to admit the state of Palestine so that we can act on the consensus on the two states, we find parties blocking such efforts. But yet they reiterate, we are committed to the two-state solution. If you keep repeating it, and we see the occupying forces, the Israeli occupying forces, destroying the two-state solution before our eyes without you doing anything to defend and protect the two-state solution, these words become meaningless. They do not have the force and power and the intentions as people who say them. Now, of course, the big elephant in the room, which they did not refer to it, is why is this year the bloodiest? Why is people are frustrated everywhere, including in the Security Council itself? The reason is extremism on the side of the Israeli occupying side is in the increase. Because when you have the largest number of Palestinian civilians killed in the West Bank and East Jerusalem since 2005, it is as a result of the increase of extremism on the Israeli side, whether the settler extremism, settler terrorism, or the forces that won the election in Israel itself, including fascists, who will be, once we see the results of the formation of the new Israeli government, there will be fascists holding cabinet positions in the Israeli side, which means that this extremism and this increase of the attacks against the Palestinian people will increase. The Security Council has to act, and it has to act to protect the Palestinian people, has to act in not dealing with fascists who will be in the Israeli government, and has to act in order to open doors for meaningful political process, which means that the Security Council has to act in a different way that they have demonstrated so far, because the situation will move from bad to worse. It will deteriorate further, and points as they were raised by Tor Wensland, while they are good in abstract, unless they are acted upon them, and other ideas, including the ones that I referred to in terms of protection and political horizon, will be just only words that will not deal with the situation as it is deteriorating before our eyes. It is a very bleak situation, but our people will not surrender, will not raise white flags, will defend their rights, will defend themselves, and will continue their march to put an end to this occupation, to this system of discrimination, to this apartheid that we are living under, and to enjoy freedom and dignity in our own free and independent state of Palestine, contiguous, sovereign, as there is global consensus on these things. I am terribly sorry to share these things with you on the eve of moving into the holiday, but this is the reaction of the Palestinian side. There are more than one Palestinian leader saying that there will be some changes to the strategies and the tactics deployed by the Palestinian leadership in order to protect our national rights, and in order to protect our people, and to protect the attainment of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people. I don't think that there is need for questions.
One question. Ambassador, thank you. ابتسام عازم, العربي الجديد newspaper. You talk about strategies that the Palestinian Authority and Palestinian people are planning to have. Could you explain more, given the fact that you are going to face a very, as you said, also a fascist government in which there are Kahanists, settlers, etc. So what are these steps that you're talking about? Thank you.
Well, one of these steps that we have undertaking is taking the entire component of the question of Palestine and occupation and the essence of the system that we live under occupation. We're taking that to the International Court of Justice. That is one step in that direction, but we will be exploring and studying further the details of this potential new Israeli government and its platform and its individuals, and what they will be doing to the Palestinian people, to resort to further steps that the Palestinian leadership and the Palestinian people will agree to. But we will not accept to be as paralyzed as we've seen in the Security Council. It is our duty to keep coming up with creative ideas in order, and these are peaceful ideas, legal ideas, political ideas, and diplomatic ideas, to defend ourselves in this compound in the United Nations. Of course, the leadership and our people will take the necessary steps and the strategies and the tactics as it relates to the life and defending our people in the occupied territory, including East Jerusalem. Thank you.
Ambassador, why is the United States not supporting Navi Pillai's Commission of Inquiry?
Well, this is a good question to ask the representative of the United States.